Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're taking a look at some very compact prepper communications. This is the Retevis RA25, and this one is the dual band ham mobile radio version. Let's check it out. Alright everybody, welcome back. So if you notice, we're in a little bit of a different location here testing this radio out, and this is going to be my new test bed for any of the ham radios I do. I have my power station I built back there, and I'm going to slowly tilt you up. In the window back here, I have a 25-watt solar panel that basically is just keeping this thing topped off. This is my portable panel if I need to take this in an emergency, and it's ready to go. So you guys probably know this area from having all my spices and cook stuff over there and everything. My workbench is still that way. So I just figured I'd give you a little look at the new work area and how I have it set up. What we have here is a very unique Retevis radio. I'm kind of going to give you a background story on this quickly. This was sent to me as a GMRS radio. However, when I turned it on, I realized it had ham bands in it, and not even the ham bands I wanted. They were the European ham bands. So I had to come up with a way to convert it back to the American ham bands so I could actually use it. And in the process of doing that, I realized it also opens up all the GMRS stuff too. Again, don't transmit on frequencies you don't have permissions for. This does normally come as a GMRS radio, and we will be reviewing it completely as a GMRS radio in the future. I have the software and the cable to switch this back over to GMRS, but I thought it would be a really neat thing for you guys to see this as a ham radio because it does do dual band ham radio. And I love these tiny little radios. You can choose between whatever display you want on top or bottom. Let's turn on the power supply and let you take a look at it here as it turns on. I'm going to zoom you in a little bit, put you down and zoom you in so you can kind of see everything here, and I'll explain it to you quickly. Alright, so I have a 440 frequency on the top, and I have a 2 meter frequency on the bottom. You'll see this will switch between your main channel, which is B, and your squelch level. Kind of lets you know. I'm going to see if in the menu I can turn that off, but I don't really mind it. What I like about these radios is because they're a bit lower in power, they'll work well even with the smallest power stations. They're easy to maintain, super easy to set up at a moment's notice if your main rig is down. They're also awesome for bugging out if you've reached your location and you're carrying this radio with you, and you can just pop it up and throw it up in your bug out location. Now, I also think they make great backup rigs for your vehicle. For years, I've had 2 dual band radios in my vehicle. It allows me to relay traffic from multiple frequencies. It's actually come in handy a few times when people are working an event and can't hit the repeater we're using, and they're on a simplex frequency, so I could leave this sitting in my car monitoring that simplex frequency while my main rig is talking on the repeater and saying, hey, Joe is here and he can't hear you, but he's okay, he's on scene. So it kind of lets you see that way that you can monitor 2 frequencies, and I kind of like having the extra radio in your vehicle. It's also easy if your main rig goes down, you literally turn that thing on and you're ready to go. So this does have 500 channels, okay, with CTC, SS, and DCS multiple matching codes, so you can put them in there, provide any way you want to communicate. Again, it's got the handheld mic, which you'll be doing a lot of your programming from. However, I am going to show you how to program this from the face. Really easy. Compact design, really small, can be popped in your car. Even in new cars where there's not a lot of room for radios, something like this can be installed. Now, I have the kit on it already, the little bracket, but that does come with it. So it can be installed almost anywhere. All right. You do get 25 watts of power. It's got a really good sound quality. I got to say, we'll test the sound quality too. We'll take it on a simplex frequency, and I'll call outside. I'll walk down the block a little bit with this the Baofeng, and we will test out the sound quality on it because I want you to hear what it sounds like from a distance. You can control the LCD brightness from 1 to 5. It's got a 1.44-inch TFT display, so it can adapt to a whole lot of backgrounds and environments. You can also turn it down a little bit at night if it gets a little too bright, so definitely cool little system. So let's get into programming. I have my simplex frequency up here. I don't have any repeaters or offsets on it. Let's get into programming it and show you how you're going to do that without using any software. These are very simple to program without software. Alright, so we're going to program a 440 frequency in here. It's one of our local repeaters. It has recently been moved, and I am using the N9TAX emergency antenna. It's that antenna that's basically just ladder line cut to the right dimensions. So the first step you're going to do with this is you're going to take it out of programming memory mode. you're going to put it in VFO mode. Now you're going to see here, there's a V and an M. There's also one there, and you also see now it's in VFO, and there's the frequency. So if I wanted that, I just type 4477000. That's simple. Okay, so now we're in VFO, simplex. There's no offsets. There's no nothing. On the radio, on the microphone, I'm going to push fun, and then 9. Okay, so you can use a plus offset or a minus offset. This one happens to be a minus offset. So there we go. I've got my minus offset. And I'm not going to transmit yet because I don't want to transmit without the proper tone in it. All right, so now we're going to set the offset on this. So we're going to hit the function keys, and we're going to go to 10. Now you use the BR or main, like this, up or down, any way you want. Okay. Now what you can do here is set it any way you want to set it. So what I'm going to do is take that to 5, because this is 440, 5000. Okay. And it's going to take a while to get there. So I'll bring you back when that is all set. All right, so our offset is 5 megahertz. We're going to hit function again to save that. All right, so next we're going to put the tone in. Now there's a bunch of different tones. There's a receive and all that. You don't want that. You just want to go here and you want to go into monitor. You're going to set your tone up this way. Okay. So we're going to just roll it up to 100. I went flying past it there. And hit function. Now if all goes well, this should work perfectly. So let's give it a try now that it's gone back. W6UTC test. All right, so it is working. We definitely have it in the repeater, and that is awesome. So that's how you program it. Really, really simple. You've got the program in there, and that's how you program it. Now, if you want to put this in memory, that's a little bit of a different story. Very, very simple to do. You're going to go to memory functions. You're going to push that in there. You're going to save it in the VM right there, and you're going to be able to save that in your first memory. If it's blinking, that means that memory is already in use. So let's get that set up. All right, I'm going to save this to memory 4. Because that's about where it's going to go when I finally finish programming the radio. So the first thing you're going to do is hit your function button there on A. Okay, then you're up, and you can see it says save to null. Now the neat part about this is I can go up or down here. Whoops, let's do that again. A, up. So I go up or down here, and I can see what's in channel 2, channel 1. So I want to save it to 4, okay? So I go right there, okay? Then what I'm going to do is press the monitor key to save it right there. Okay, see the star monitor key? Press and hold. And there we go. Let's go into memory. Okay. Now there's 1, 2, 3. And there's my 4. And yes, it still works. So that's really, really simple to do. Now again, you're going to be using the microphone for a lot of the other functions. But a lot can be done from the front plate here. It's very, very simple. So I have that memory stored there now. Now what I'd like to do is give you a little test of the sound here. I'm going to wait till my heat pump for my air conditioner calms down over there, because it constantly kicks on when I'm doing a video. And then I'm going to let you hear the sound. What I'm going to do is I'm going to walk all the way down my street. We're going to go to a simplex frequency. I'm not sure what I'm going to use, but I don't want to use 5.2 just for testing. Let's see. Put it back up there. Let me see what I got programmed in here, and we'll go use that. So we'll give you a little test there, and we'll try it out and see just how it sounds from a distance. All right, so we settled on 14658. That should be pretty good. Now again, I'm going to walk down the street a little bit. I'll have to come in and edit this video because this video will be running while I'm walking down the street. I'm going to get to the end of my street, which is, I don't know, 500 yards away. And I'm going to key up my HT here, which is already set. And we're going to try this out and see how it sounds. So, talk to you in a minute.
1, 2. Okay, this is W6UTC. I am testing. Let you see how the sound sounds. Here comes my buddy the dog over there. And you can hear the sound pretty good. So I'm about 500 yards down the block, and this dog on the end of the block gets all the other dogs set off and barking in the background. Anyway, that's the sound test. I'm going to walk back now, and we'll finish up the video.
So, that is the radio. I'm going to back you up a little bit more so you can see everything. That is the radio there. That's the Retevis RA25. Again, this is a very kind of unique radio. They come in the American market as GMRS radios. However, I got one that was the European ham. I guess it must have just been a mismatch in the mail or whatever, or at the Amazon headquarters. And I decided to say, hey, let's make the best of a situation and turn it into something useful, and so I did. And I spoke to Retevis, I got the cable, and I will be programming this for specifically GMRS mode, okay? So this will probably be a standalone GMRS radio, and I'll probably put it out here somewhere because I can use it out here. I have one in my house already, so can't hurt to have a second one out here running off battery. And for those of you that didn't know, this is my new little test bed area for my ham radio stuff. When I'm doing radios that require power, I have a little power station I built back there. So definitely impressed with the radio. It's a really nice compact radio. It's been on now for quite a while. It hasn't been transmitting a ton, but it's not warm at all other than the ambient warmth inside here. These radios run $104.99. So definitely a good price on a dual band radio that can be converted. Now I'm going to tell you really quick how I did it, okay? This is how I converted this from the European bands to the American bands. What you're going to do is you're going to turn off the power completely, okay? Turn it off completely. You're going to hold down the BM button. You're going to turn on the power, okay? So you're going to hold this down and turn on the power. See if I can get into that mode. And you'll see this here, okay? And you can use these buttons to go up and down any way you want. Now, right now, I have it open from 136 to 174 and from 400 to 490. Of course, that's out of the ham bands, so you have to be responsible and not transmit out of the ham bands. But that's how it works. That's where it's going to go from there. Now, you can go into the Euro mode, the EU ham bands. You can go into other modes. You can go into just GMRS. That's how I did it here. Basically, you're going to just turn the thing off, turn it back on, and you're good to go. So, for $104 or $105, you're going to get a decent little backup radio. I can't say enough about these smaller 25 watt powered radios. The lower power allows you to run them a little bit less battery. You know, I have a 12 amp hour battery back there with a 25 watt panel, and as you can see, it's still 13.0 or 12.8 by the radio. So either way, it hasn't sucked up a ton of power. It's been on for a good 2 hours out here now while I've been planning the video and setting it up. So all in all, I love the thing. It's easy to program. Very, very simple to use and very, very handy. So I will leave you a link down below where you can pick up one of these. You may be getting the GMRS one, but I'm gonna check and see. I have to check the radio. I believe the radio is the dual band. It's the actual dual band. You'll have to convert it from the EU bands. But I will leave you that link so you can check it out. And we are going to do a follow-up video when I turn this over as a GMRS radio only and try and hit a few of my local repeaters with it. And we'll go from there. So I'm definitely happy with the radio. I enjoy it. I'm going to be enjoying it out here using it. And I think you guys would do well to start looking into alternative communications right now. There are so many, you can't be censored, as easily on ham radio as you can on social media. So I definitely like the fact that you are able to communicate during power grid failures and outages and whatever. So that's the radio. I'll leave the link down below. You can check it out down there. Don't forget to check out all our other links. Our freeze-dried wholesaler link saves you 15% by using my link down there. We also have our Jace Medical, our antibiotics that you need for emergencies and disasters. You will get them prescribed to you by a doctor after a telehealth visit. Very easy to do. Don't forget our Thrive Life link and our My Patriot Supply link. That's preparewithiridium.com, preparewithiridium.com. At that link, you will be able to save $150 on freeze-dried food for 3 months. So definitely check them out. Anyway, folks, I thank you for watching. I'm going to clean up my mess here and talk to you later. Stay safe and stay prepared.